somebody points out to us the direction of the wind, and we understand that we've been there all this time, going that direction, flowing that direction, but unconsciously so. Now it's in the true life of living that we consciously roll. In other words, we deepen and broaden our feelings in life. That which makes it real. See, that which most people have to shut off one way or another in order to function in this world. Not everyone, thank goodness, else none of us would be here. We'd all be zombie little grays, with them black eyes and those funny scales, That's one possibility humanity once faced. We could have gone off in that direction, baby. But we changed it. You see, and we're doing it right now, too. We're going with the singular flow of the heart. See, everything else is a work of unconsciousness. Any other parallel timelines are a work of unconsciousness, so to speak. The heart's way is the one timeline that exists. Everything else is a dreaming experience off to the side of that. That's what I mean to say. There is one reality, one truth that permeates all of those things that extend from it, that are lived as dreams. And that's the love of life, the singular being, the great spirit, that which is in each and every heart that lives, the great love that is the nurturing love that brings forward the life, given in total and complete innocence, baby. Now there's a lot of, extended mystery in this universe, let alone inside of us, because the universe replicates here inside and outside too. You see, and this is what makes us that juncture. And when we begin to experience these moments that lead us towards that out of time, when we come right to the edge of time, inside of ourselves, inside of a person, that too begins to manifest in the world outside of us. So you'll feel openings inside and in the outside world. You're going to start to see through the fixed reality. You're going to see geometric patterns and forms appearing. You're going to see the dissolution of the sky, of the buildings around you, things like that, as it dissolves into a more clear picture of what's really here. And I hesitate to describe it from there because I'll let you discover it right along with me. But it is paradise because it lives right here inside of us. And because it does live inside of us, then it lives all around us too. So again, all we want to do is just step into the feeling of it and let the flow of that feeling, these deep feelings, such as what you're experiencing now, because Grandpa's sharing it far and wide, of course. And the grandmother in me too, all of this grand stuff. Ain't it fun to be sitting here out in the sun with old Grandpa, drinking pina colada, and I want to hear the pina colada song, doggone it. Today's been a real musical day, and my heart's really been moving and flowing and growing and growing and growing, and just putting it all out there, man, and there we are, man, and here we are, right, and there we were. But we are right here where we were before, man. And that was before that and after that too, man. So we're always in the same space together, all of us. And there is no division. We've just created all of these characters for ourselves to play with so we could experience different aspects of ourselves and come to understand and appreciate them in the most essential sort of ways, so that our inner person, which is still whole and complete, can more fully appreciate itself, because it gets to know in an intimate detail all elements of itself through this kind of experience, by creating us as persons to experience each other as persons. The interaction here is invaluable. The richness that's gained from this experience cannot be described. We're here doing it because that's what we want to be, man. It's a very essential need. To be feeling, to deepen and broaden your experience in life, no matter from whence direction you came, or from whence direction you think you're going, because guess what? You came from the same place everybody else did, and you're going to the same place we all are, because we're all that collective intelligence, the singular consciousness of one being, expressed in all of these myriads of different ways, and through which that one being experiences its person and all of the tiniest little aspects of it. It's like you could get down into your body right now, into your physical body, and get to intimately know each atom and neutron and proton and electron and all that stuff that's inside of you, let alone the molecules, to know each one of them personally, individually, in a very intimate way. And see, each little atom that you enlighten in this way, or, receive in this way, or acknowledge in this way, then becomes, an infective atom that starts infecting others with the deepness of your appreciation. And pretty soon, your whole body, in a very subatomic way, really, has completely realigned itself. And it's moving in a far more even flow because you just gave it the gift of your appreciation. In the most microcosmic and minuscule of forms, you see. You went to the smallest specks of dust within yourself and expressed your great love for the speck of dust and the speck of light that enlivens it and all that goes with it. You acknowledged its integral part as a central part in your person. And you appreciate it as such. And as such, you make sure that it's installed in the proper place, that it just flows together where it needs to be. And if there's any absence, that's taken care of because the presence is full now. Your appreciation awakened then. That which may have been sleeping inside of you, that little speck of dust, which is all specks of dust inside of you. That little speck of subatomic matter, and the light behind it which creates all. You see? That's what it's like. So in a bigger form, what's going on inside of us then is reflected outside of us. See? So the outside has created all of this creation so that it could experience all these different aspects of itself and gain a great richness, a great reward from that, which of course is shared with all this life, which in its enthusiasm can't help but bring forth more and more of the same thing again and again, only in expansive ways, constant improvement, constantly growing, constantly changing, constantly moving through the dimensions of energies, which is frequencies, which is harmonies, which is music, verse, song, poetry. You see? The divine dance and mystery, yes, but it's not such a mysterious thing now. Coming real clear here. As the fog lifts, the sun comes out, you feel the warm rays on your skin and you think, I'm going to the... Oh, guess what? I already am at the beach, son of a gun. How about that? I teleported because I went through time. See, your own heart, what it desires, is what it brings to you because you're already connected with every place there is. You're already a part of that. So you just bring yourself there because your presence is anchored there. You can be there. Boom, in a heartbeat. You can be right back here in a heartbeat too. Any place you need to be throughout time, throughout all of creation, wherever it needs to be. That's where you got to be. That's where you're going to be. And you don't need no transportation. You are the transportation. You're the spaceship love and then some. You see? These are the areas of life we're just beginning to discover as human beings here on the Coyote Medicine Show and across the face of this earth because it's happening everywhere. You don't have to be tuned in here to get it. It sure helps, don't it, man? And it's a lot of fun, too, especially when we can dance our asses off like we've been doing this morning, man. There's been some rockin' tunage here today, baby. It's a free day Friday. And I always get carried away on a Friday, man, and I just love spinning the tunes, man, because it just spins out the energy of my heart through that particular vehicle, not to mention, wow, the sharing of these sneaky little codes that are in the music that help awaken us another step here, another step there. Who knows where they are, who they are, what they are, or how they got there, but they are there, and they came from the angels, man, and they're there to help awaken and help us let go of anything inside or in this reality that seems destructive or harmful in any way. To just live simply and peacefully in harmony with all that is. It's really simple to do. If you find respect for yourself, you can find respect for others too. And then that's all it takes. From there, of course, the heart will lead you because it's the heart that's respecting yourself. The heart respecting all life because the heart creates all life and it loves it. Again, it's the larger person. that experiences everything, that creates everything to experience the finer aspects, the tinier parts of all parts of itself, to get to know itself completely and intimately. You know, maybe sometime you should lie down and get to know yourself in the same way. Maybe there ain't one God-blessed thing wrong with that. Maybe that's the thing you've been denying yourself all of your life. Maybe it's time to stop waiting for others to wake up and go allow yourself to experience yourself, to get to know yourself in a very real and intimate way. The only way I know of doing it, now you may have something else, but the only way I know of doing it is getting off in a quiet little room all by yourself. And to lie there on someplace comfortable, on something comfortable, and to just let it come. You know, close your eyes, be in that vibe, just let it come, and let your own heart lead you in whatever way it needs to go. Hold no restrictions within yourself, none. I mean, of course, don't be harmful, but, you know, otherwise, man, you know, because if it's harmful, you know you ain't following the heart. You're getting into something else there, you see. That's an aberration of heart. Everything is heart, of course. It's just another way of experiencing it, you see. This is what I've come to realize more fully in recent times than ever before. That everything is and everyone is just experience. I mean, that means it's just there. We just are. And you don't have to worry about the present state of your being. You know, the only way you can perfect yourself is to infect yourself and infuse yourself with the greatest love ever there was known. To accept yourself in exactly the place you are as you are right now. If there's going to be any improvement as you think, well, son of a gun, that's where it begins. You can't improve on something you hate. Or seem to hate. And if you're hating yourself or not respecting yourself, well, baby, it's time to do this. To get to know yourself so you got something to love. Because if you don't know yourself, well, it's no wonder somebody can trick you into hating yourself and doing all kinds of strange and ugly things, because if you hate yourself, you hate everybody else too and everything else. You see, I know how that works. Shit. We all been there, done that in some way. Thank God, milder forms than most. But we go through it. It's part of being who we are and just coming back to life. It's just being the love that we are and seeing the life in all of it. You know, the love in all of it. No matter how ugly it may appear. Shoot, baby. It ain't respectful to hold any kind of judgment on anything. I don't mean you agree with the behavior that it's displaying or anything like that. Or that you won't hesitate to take whatever means you can to dissuade that behavior from being if you see it as destructive. Well, son of a gun, we're off the air again. Bitch. Well, I'll go get her back on. Catch you in a little bit here, kids. I'm going to get some music out here. I want some mamas and papas. They're calling to me. This is dedicated to the one I love. And let's find something else here. So we got something good to keep them going while I go restart the router. I knew they'd do that right in the middle of the fucking show. Son of a bitches. Oh, Ripple, that sounds like a good one. The Grateful Deadies. Okay, now we'll get these things going, and then I'll run upstairs and get that one going. And here we go, loop-de-loop, babies. And thank you very much. I love you. Oh, it's there. It's back. It's back. Far out. Boy, I didn't take long. Son of a gun's being weird. Why is it doing that? And that sumbitch there just has nothing but trouble with it. It does. Son of a bitch. Ugh. Each night before you go to bed, my baby. Gosh, dang thing, come on now, doggone it, cooperate. Hey! Boy, I tell you what, I'm having fun with my technology today. Every time I turn around, some little glitch is jumping up on me, and now these guys just going to come out of that green room uninvited and just start partying. No, you got to wait your turn, but there ain't no stopping us now. There really ain't, man. We're in the flow, we got the glow, and I don't care what goes on with the technology. It can be a little bit irritating at times. By the way, if you're picking up kind of bumpy, just refresh your page, because we did have a service interruption. And boy, I tell you what, this technology just been dancing around on this free day Friday, just giving me all kinds of little fits here. But oh well, gives you something to do besides sit here and, expand and grow. You have to have a little experience, got to have a little grip, a little bit of that deep shit to get you growing better. You know what I mean? So a little fertilizer comes your way to soften up the heart and get you laughing at yourself and laughing at the technology, etc. Because by God, it's a joke, man. And a huge one. Because, in reality and in real truth, we're already so substantially together that you couldn't rip us apart if you tried. And there isn't a power in this universe that can or even will, because we are such powerful, radiant powerhouses of love. Each and every one of us a hell of a lot higher than 9,000 feet, and getting higher all the time, and just filling everything around us with the most radiant and powerful of love there could ever be. That's our true history. That's our true awareness. That's who we be. It's what we're doing right now in this moment, don't you see? And the thing is, we do it in unity. It's not just one person at the center of everything. It's every person in that one person at the center of everything, being every person and everything that is. Wow. Talk about cosmic. Talk about what a great way to have a good time with oneself. But to dissolve into your creation and become that creation. You'll never be alone again. Never were, really. Because when you're alone, you're all one with everything. So in your aloneness, in that empty shadowy feeling that some of us humans feel, that we call loneliness, that calls forth all these strange diversions and gets us dancing around cosmically in another way, Let's talk to that, baby. In fact, let's salute to that first and foremost, because with my official Koyote Klub mug, here's to what draws us together and keeps us together no matter the weather. Whether we stay together or not, once hearts unite, there ain't no flight. There ain't no getting away. Once you're there, you're there. And you're there to stay. Whether it's a handshake, the gleam of an eye, or a whole night, or a whole lifetime together, as the case may be, it's the same thing. It's the same union. It's the same energy. It's the same connection. You can have as much in a moment just looking into someone's eyes as you can in an eternity of making out. And then some, man, I'm telling you. We are powerful beings living beyond description, man. Living in a life that is so incredibly full and whole that it's complete. And it's finally found what it came here looking for. Satisfaction. Now the Rolling Stones told us we couldn't get no, but guess what? If you try sometimes you get what you need. Oh, these ancient philosophers that came and beat these little rock and roll hippies in this reality. What a great gift and a treasure they share with us here. I mean, it's like they've never gone anywhere, They're still right here, in our love, in our hearts, in our minds, our souls. Their music's an integral part of what we are, because it reflects back to us the divine harmony in which we live. And another aspect of it, another finer aspect of it, each and every song contains an element of that. And even though they sound the same sometimes, they're extremely different in what they convey. This one has that aspect, that one has that aspect, this one has that code, that one has that code. It goes on and on. And we're just intrinsically, automatically drawn to it because it's fascinating to our heart, because the harmony is so similar to what goes on in the universe, to our part in the universal harmony. You see, we're a bunch of rockers, yes indeed. As I've said before, rock stars, which means not only are we human, we're stars in the sky, and that's a unified energy. It seems right now to be separate from us, but as you move in this place that's beyond time, you see that you and the star are the same. You're one person. And again, it's that one person in everything. And everything in that one person, so that there is the greatest of satisfaction. In that aloneness is the greatness of all of creation. the fullness of all of creation. It's the best kind of alone there is. Alone together with everything that is. Talk about a cosmic orgasm arising. And it comes from this place of contentment inside of your bones, inside of your heart, inside of your flesh, your subatomic structure, the light that creates it, and everything feels that deep feeling of satisfaction as you step past the old wounds in life and say, fuck that. Kindly and sweetly and softly, I will not embrace the wound any longer. That pain does not exist in my reality, because that pain is my love and my grieving for what we created here until I could come to understand it in a better way, a more pure way. And I let all this grief go, and I don't have to hold it. I'm sorry for all that's been done and said, and all that's getting undone, even as we say it, even as we speak, are all these effects through the generations. This traumatic effect being erased, the ancient old wound repairing itself, healing that which seemed unrepairable, that which seemed to be there forever, the wound that would never go away, and the warrior who fell there, yes, by the wayside. Not even knowing they were warriors just yet. It was warriors making war upon themselves. Has been ever since. But darlings, see beyond the concept of fighting yourself. You can't fight yourself into anything, but you can sure fight yourself out of a lot of things. And man, did we ever cause a lot of suffering and fight ourselves out of everything? Yes, we did. We brought ourselves to a complete state of powerlessness and existed in that state for God knows how many years, man. Tons and tons of eons of time, whatever the hell they are. It's a stretch, let's put it that way. And it can't be measured, really. Because time's without measurement, and so are we. You know, there is no limit. There is no limit to our experience. There's no limit to our life and how far it can grow from here. This, for all the vastness of it and all that we've lived in already, but a humble beginning. And each breath we take, yet another beginning. And a beginning after that, and a beginning after that. In other words, babies, that's why we're babies. Because we're always a fresh new start with each beat of our heart and each breath we take. The whole paradigm changes with each beat of the heart and each breath we take. When we live in the moment of now, we're in the constant state of flux, but we're living, I don't know how you would say it, inside of it, yet in that one person that's in all of it. And nothing is separate from us. It's all together. That little baby at the center of everything then becomes everything. And the center is the heart, the union, where all comes together. And it's still that baby. It's just reformed itself. It's just become a non-separate being, a non-separate entity, so to speak. And now the Great Spirit lives in all of us. It's the great baby in all of us. Yet another new beginning here on the Coyote Medicine Show in a very coyote way. We took the seed of life, from which all has begun, transplanted it once again inside of us, and gave it new blossom, new bloom, new growth. Set it off in a whole new way, because now it's lived from the organic root, the tap root that goes right into the heart of the Great Mother, which is surrounding the Great Sun and bringing it forward into all of creation. Active energies working together. So see, in one there is two, and then there's three. Always in this unraveling of divine mystery. And in the center, the heart. Always. Always the heart. Sometimes unseen, unknown, and even uncared for. In the cast of our past. But in the moment of now, no such thing could exist. We couldn't even really begin to conceive of it, yet somehow we lived through that nightmare. Somehow we made it through our sleeping time, and now can reawaken. And oh my God, look who we're sleeping with this morning, babies. It's the angel of love. The very magnifier of life, her or his self, as the case may be. arising and awakening right along with us. Can it get any better than this? Well, babies, it sure as hell can. And it sure as hell will. Because you're still breathing, and your heart's still beating, and you're still growing. And we're still glowing and expanding. Is this a free day Friday? Is that a magical treat? Is that better than a Hershey's Kiss? Well, almost. Chocolate has its place here. I acknowledge that. And I like it when it's got lots of, what do you call that? Cacao. Oh, yeah. I use raw cacao in my brownies. Kids, if you want to make the best of marijuana brownies, where it's legal, of course, always use raw cacao. I mean, you can use some cocoa, too, but make sure it's Dutch processed, so it don't have all the crap in it. And it tastes good, But you got to use a little of both. But I'd say, 60%, 70% cacao and 30% cocoa to give that deepening of flavor that it needs. And I'll tell you about the cacao. It's such a pure and natural energy. That's probably why chocolate is so fascinating to us, because this energy in cacao is just incredible stuff. It makes you feel refreshed and good and gets you glowing. And what it does when you mix a little Mary Jane oil in that recipe, it kicks it. It makes it just a lot higher and a lot happier, and it deepens and broadens your experience, you see. So you grow a lot faster just because you use a little raw cacao. Pay honor to the more primitive traditions in this world, and you start to find out there's a reality to them. There's a mystery. There's an energy to them. Some of these old traditions and practices that are based in roots and berries and so forth, you want to pay some attention to, because there's energy there. And once you learn the energy, then you don't essentially need the berry or the root or anything else, but you'll continue to use it out of deep and appreciative respect for it. That's what it's here for, to share that energy with you. So you do that. And I don't care if it's an elderberry or a fig or an orange or an apple or a banana or whatever it may be, whatever form it comes to you in. Always honor and respect and appreciate, even when you know damn good and well you don't need one element of it. Not like that, but the energy that it's sharing with you, well, there's an honoring in that, A deep respect is held for life, and there's an honoring when you consume the fruit that really is the seed from which life grows, you see. This grows fruit around it, so you'll go and eat it and then shit the seeds out somewhere more trees can grow. I'm sorry, but that's how it worked for a long time here, man. It's just expanded from that experience now. So we've kind of crapped ourselves out in a way and surrounded ourselves with all this experience that, yes, it smells to high heaven, but it's composted down now. Because we've ripened it with our experience, the brightness of our love, and we see the love in all of it, and therefore it breaks down to its basic elements, which is what? Love, and therefore that absorbs quite naturally into us, right? And we blossom and grow from that experience. I mean, we're enriched, our colors are brighter, our fragrance stronger and more perfumey, more magical. I mean, everything about us is magical, even the pollen. Get a little of that in the air and see what happens, baby. You see what I mean, Jelly Bean? We're sitting here by this campfire, and we understand now, way beyond desire, we see what respect is. We see what appreciation is. We're starting to understand the finer elements in living and embracing it as our baby selves becoming teenagers right away. And babies, this ain't going to be the wildest teenager years you ever saw. It's going to be the best. And that is pretty damn wild, ain't it? Yeah. Because we get to be the mystical punks of the universe, man. And play to our heart's content. And we're not, of course, not going to create any harmful thing or hurt anyone. Of course not. We just get away with being juvenile for a while. We got away with being babies for ever and ever. Now we get away with being juveniles for a little bit, But the next breath, oh man, we might be all growed up, And I was like, wow, I don't want to be that. Let's go back to being babies again, And we'll probably do it. We're primitive like that. We like the primal. We like slithering on our belly on the ground and walking on four paws and feeling fuzzy and warm when it's 85 below outside. We like being the creative part of nature that takes care of itself. We like the organic side of these experiences, the feelings, the simplicity, the innocence, and the depth of appreciation. Living a life as an animal, no matter what that animal might be, has been some of our finest pleasures. And yes, our same souls do exist, sometimes in animal ways, of course. There is no limit to our experience of where we can take this little specialized form of consciousness that makes our person and apply it anywhere we please, in any area of avenue of life. It's just an experience. We're free to go there anytime we want, and to know that experience richly and fully. Staying at 35 seconds is as good as 35 billion years, because you got the experience of all the beings that have lived there already, too. You see, it's a ripening thing, see? That's why we're breathing, man, so we can keep doing this and have this new beginning. Re-understand what we re-understood just a while ago and understand it again in a deeper and broader way. This is why we live. That's why in the fields of life we play. It's a great adventure, and we're just here again to experience ourselves. So my advice on this weekend is get yourself some time to yourself and gather yourself together in that place. And you might want to participate in a little MJ if that's your style, because that sacred herb will certainly help you along the way. But nothing's required. It might be just a nice calming cup of tea or coffee or a little whiskey or something like that, whatever it is, Get yourself in a good space where you're relaxed, or you can be relaxed, and then find that relaxation. Close your eyes. Go into that place and feel. And feel. And your mind will start going crazy and want to distract you. Just smile and embrace the old rattery, chattery thing and go back to feeling, The thoughts will dissolve away after a bit. Meantime, they have no impact because they just flow. They just go away. You can be amused by your own thoughts. I am quite often, man. The old worrisome things that, still have their automatic elements and pop up every now and then. And I just smile and say, geez, come on, guys, let's rock. And it just, goes its way, and we're okay. We don't fall into that place, And if you do fall into that place, well, then you see yourself doing it, and you fall right back out of it again, see? There's no harm in any of this experience. It's just learning how to be, We're babies, man. We're allowed to make mistakes. We're allowed to stumble and fall and break our bones, etc., if that's what we need to do to get it right, man. Whatever it takes, that's what we're here to give. That's what we're here to be, and that's what the universe, our kind mother, allows for us. Yes, indeedy. The kindest parents there could ever be, because we're totally free. Free to be what we want to be and need to be, and to hurt ourselves in the process if we have to. Well, I think personally we may have had enough of that course of being now. I think the challenge is just in accepting the change we've already created for ourselves here in this reality. Yeah, babies, get beyond cussing the machine and party down with your pals. But first, the pal is yourself. That's the real pal. That's the one pal that's always been true to you no matter what. You see, and in that quiet time you get this weekend, I highly advise you to embrace yourself. When you begin to really realize this, embrace yourself. Take yourself where you want to be. Love yourself right into it. Stop at nothing. Let these energies flow. Let this heart just take you where you need to go. Just move beyond any fear, any embarrassment if there's any there, whatever. We've been so taught to belittle ourselves and extend ourselves outward for others and ignore the inner. That's our basic training here, That's why some people hate helping others, because they thought they were forced to at one point or another, you see. But now we begin to see past those child programming behaviors, programmed behaviors. Things that were programmed into us by our ancestors and their ancestors and their ancestors. Things we've handed down for generations now. But it stops right here, because this is the end of that way of being. The beginning of a whole new way. When you gain inside of yourself this depth and height of the deepest feeling of appreciation you've ever known for the personal person that you are. And baby, you'll feel it in every little energy molecule, any part, any subatomic part, all the molecules, protons, neutrons, electrons, atoms and uncles, Adams and Eves, Eves and sweets. Oh yeah, everything is inside of you. Every element, every bit of it, and you feel it then personally and then in unity with everything that is you. You see? You go there and acknowledge and respect each and every little speck of yourself. Everything, that's what you can see in your physical presence. Well, you'll find yourself stretching beyond that, because your person isn't housed just in this body. And then you start to find the divine. And how it is you can be so undivine and still be divine at the same time. Because you are a baby. And you're allowed. You're allowed to be what you need to be in order to grow into yourself quite naturally. Isn't life so perfect when you look at it in the real way, when you start to experience truth from the inside of yourself? It's not something somebody can give you or read you from a book. Truth is truth. It lives. It's seeing things naturally and allowing that nature, that natural nature of compassionate care, I guess is as good a words as any. To carry that, to allow that to carry us on, to be the flow of our life. The regenerative love that doesn't know the meaning of the word no and never could speak it anyway, let alone act in that way. You see what I mean, Jelly Bean? There's only one way to go. And that's in the flow of your own heart. And this is one way you can come to deeply understand and respect yourself. By giving yourself this opportunity this weekend. And if you're fortunate enough to be in the warmer climes where you can get out in nature but not be bothered, the quiet little place, maybe it's your backyard, maybe it's a little spot on a private beach somewhere, something like that. But if you can get to some place like that, that'd be even better. But the nature will come to you. You don't have to leave your home. If you're more comfortable there than anywhere, then be there. Wherever you are most comfortable. But allow yourself this time and space. And if you have to go rent a motel room or something to do that because your place is so busy or whatever, well, I'm not saying that's what you got to do, but I'm just saying, what is your heart telling you, There's got to be a way to create this space for yourself. Some of you have not been given this to yourself because you just feel too compelled to continue in your service to others, including yourself. But this is the greatest service you can do or be for yourself. To get to know yourself, and very intimately so. To learn the depth of appreciation as well as the heights of it. In other words, in the deepness of appreciation comes the reward, the highness. The gratitude and the graciousness you feel as a result of that gratitude, carrying you through life. I mean, it's like you get put in the baby crib, but it turns out to be the royal coach. And you are totally pampered. You don't even have to do anything for yourself. Of course you do, because you're not that pampered. But you could be. You could have it all. But you prefer this do-it-yourself kind of style. Because that's what the little baby inside of us has. Courage, determination, fortitude, grit, everything it ever needed to make it through here. And by golly, that's what we do here. On the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, we turn it loose and help each other to get it right. Now, don't we? Isn't that a sweet way to take a flight? Ooh, babies, you got that right. So says Grandpa here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network. Ooh, as the sun rises, it's dawned, and now it's like shining bright right inside. Oh, my goodness, we got that right, don't we?